Hi again, everybody. It's time for your news break on Paper News 24/7. I'm Frank Phillips reporting, and in the paper of Montgomery County today, Rusty Carter, president of Montgomery County Economic Development's board, chose not to have a discussion on the Economic Development White Paper and joint resolution between the City of Crawfordsville and Montgomery County. Instead, he called a special meeting for this coming Tuesday morning instead of having that discussion when the board met Wednesday. We did not address the joint resolution head-on, Carter said Wednesday afternoon, and that was my decision. Carter said he decided to postpone the discussion because most of the board members did not see the white paper until Tuesday afternoon, and they didn't have time to study it, he said. By the way, now, that white paper is available on our website, so be sure and look for it. On Tuesday, the first item of business will be to address concerns in the white paper about the number of people on the MCED board. We do have one board member. I'm not happy. We do not have one board member I'm not happy to have on board, Carter said. He said MCED tries to cover all areas of economic development. Another issue is MCED's bylaws, which were established in 1999 and amended in 2009, which determines who will be on the board, Carter said. We have very qualified people on the board, he said. He did disagree with the idea stated at Monday's City Council meeting that there is no plan for economic development in Crawfordsville and Montgomery County. We had a plan, but not a comprehensive plan as addressed in the resolution, Carter said. Carter looks at the joint resolution as being positive, though he repeated his earlier statement that he had no input to that white paper when it was being written. I knew something was coming, but I didn't know what, he said. I'm excited about working with the city and the county. I'm thrilled. We're all trying to get into the same car and go down the same path. We'll have more local news. We'll check sports and see what Weatherby has to say about our weather forecast right after this. You're watching Newsbreak on Paper News 24/7.
Bad wrecks happen to good people. That's why people take their wrecks to the good people at Gould's Body and Paint in Crawfordsville. Gould's will work with your insurance company to provide an accurate quote of your needed repairs. Then the iCar Gold Class Specialists take over, restoring your vehicle to good as new. Gould's will service any make, any model, any type, or amount of damage. Just remember our motto, at Gould's Body and Paint, our business is a wreck.
At Zahn's Floor Covering, we don't offer washers, paint, or lumber. Floor covering is our expertise for your home or office. At Zahn's Floor Covering, we offer luxurious styles of carpeting and realistic-looking vinyl patterns, and we do it better than anyone else. You'll fall in love with the possibilities at Zahn's, all backed by professional installation, superior personal service, and our 3-year installation warranty. Stop by Zahn's today and see why we want to be everywhere you are.
And we're back. State Representative Tim Brown, chairman of the Public Health Committee, is sponsoring 2 Senate bills in the House. Both bills were studied in an interim study committee and heard in the House Public Health Committee on Wednesday. Senate Bill 13 would prohibit an individual from withdrawing temporary assistance for needy families, better known as TANF funds, from an ATM located at an adult entertainment establishment. Current law already prohibits TANF funds to be withdrawn at casinos, gun stores, or a store where the primary business is selling alcohol. Legislators have received concerns from constituents that TANF ATM cards are being used at these establishments, Brown said. We studied this issue this summer, and it was determined that this type of venue should be added to the list of places where funds cannot be withdrawn. The bill will help ensure that these funds are being used to care for children. Senate Bill 52 allows a physician or physician's authorized representative to test an individual for HIV if certain conditions are met, unless the individual to be tested refuses to consent to the test. Current law prohibits a physician from performing the test without the oral or written consent of the individual. In essence, the bill changes Indiana from an opt-in to an opt-out consent for HIV testing. As a physician, I firmly feel that any measure leading to greater early detection is a positive and leads to better health outcomes, Brown said. The sale of the Crawfordsville power plant is once again proceeding, CEL&P manager Phil Good said Wednesday. Bill Harrington, formerly of Fuel Streamers, a Houston, Texas-based energy company, has put together a group of investors to buy part of the Fuel Streamers operation, including the Crawfordsville power plant. Next week, Harrington plans to go before the Indiana Office of Utility Consumers Counselor and ask to amend the paperwork previously filed by Fuel Streamers. Nearly 50 sites around the state will offer free financial aid information during College Goal Sunday this coming Sunday. The closest site is in Lafayette at Ivy Tech Community College. That's at 3101 Creasy Lane in Ivy Hall. FAFSA online and a Spanish interpreter will be available at this site. Sandra Laughlin Brown will sign her new book, Cancer is Tough, Be Tougher with Your Attitude, Motivation, and Faith, this Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at the Crawfordsville District Public Library. And one other bit of information to share with you this morning. When other than local league softball teams want to rent the Crawfordsville softball diamonds this summer, they will find the fees are a little closer to what they pay in other Hoosier cities, said Katie Lynn of the Parks and Recreation Department. Other cities charge $100 per day, Lynn said. At Wednesday's Parks and Recreation Board meeting, she recommended the board raise the fees from the current $35 per day, plus $7 per hour for lights, plus a $100 security deposit, to $50 per day and keep the other charges the same. After discussion, the board voted 4-1 to raise the rent to $50 and raise the electric light fee to $8 per hour. The security deposit will remain at $100. Voting for the measure were board members Jeff Nelson, Dale Petrie, Richard Simons, Pat Stull, and Elaine Weir. Voting against the measure was Jerry Turner. The board also voted to advertise a Sunshine Van station wagon for sale with a reserve price of $999. The vehicle is a 2002 Ford Taurus, said Sunshine Van's director Alice Yates. The car needs power steering and has about 130,000 miles on it. Yates said she has reason to believe the price of gas will hit $5 per gallon by next winter. Yeah, that's what she said. She had heard $5 gas by next winter. A work day is being planned 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. April 21st at Milligan Park. The next Parks Board meeting will be at 5:30 p.m. March 14 at the Community Center, and that's on East South Boulevard. Well, what's in the forecast? Weatherby, our little weatherbird friend, says sunny skies will make things cheerier today, even if the temperatures don't rise above 40 degrees. Today's high will be 39, he said. If Weatherby is off by more than 3 degrees, email us at weatherby@thepaper247.com and let us know. Include your name and phone number, and at the end of the month, all those who called in and caught Weatherby will be entered into a drawing for a prize. And let's check the sports now. Crawfordsville's only senior, Olivia Stevens, is taking her leadership role seriously in her final basketball sectional. Last night she was not going to let her team lose as she carried the Athenians 11-10 to a 63-41 victory over North Putnam, who is 6-16 at Western Boone. Stevens exploded for 19 first-half points by hitting 6 of 10 shots, including 4 of 8 three-point trays. Stevens, who ended with a game-high 26 points, said she feels more responsibility on the team now that fellow senior Holly Hampton is out due to injury. It's my senior year, and I think I have to step up, especially since Holly is not out there, Stevens said. Being the only senior, I feel more responsibility on my shoulders. North Putnam left me open, and I was able to make my shots. Athenian coach Tony Thomas complimented Stevens after the game. He also noted Stevens has picked up her game ever since freshman point guard Lacey Garrett was lost for the season due to a knee injury. I think ever since Lacey went down, Olivia has just put her team on her back, Thomas said. She was on fire, and I thought she was outstanding. North Montgomery boy basketball players and coaches are sick and tired of losing. Writing a 5-game losing streak is never envisioned in Charger land, but that today is reality. And now the Chargers appear to be ready to do something about the streak tomorrow night against Sagamore Athletic Conference rival Frankfort in Charger Gym beginning at 7:30 p.m. North Montgomery, who is 6-11 on the season and 1-4 on the Sagamore Athletic Conference, is not accustomed to losing so many straight games. In fact, the last time the Chargers lost several consecutive games was the 2001-2002 season when they dropped their first 10 games. Charger coach Joel Grindle said the losing streak, although painful, is not affecting his team's attitude in practice. Obviously, no one is happy with the fact that we have lost 5 games in a row, Grindle said. To our kids' credit, they have not sulked. They have come out and worked hard to try to improve. And that's a look at your news, weather, and sports on Newsbreak. I'm Frank Phillips reporting for the paper of Montgomery County. Have an outstanding day, won't you?